We'll now begin with an opening statement from Coach Underwood and then go to questions. Use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. When you are called on, please state your name and affiliation first. Coach, please give us a brief opening statement and then we'll go to questions.
Yeah, I thought it was a very matter-of-fact game. Congratulations to Drexel. Great season. They're really hard to guard. And I thought our guys' focus on that end of the court was very, very good. I thought we did a great job on Winter, taking him out of his comfort zone. Trent Frazier has a tendency to do that to people. And then we got out in transition there in the first half. I thought we played with a little bit of a nervous energy early and just kind of rushed a little bit on the offensive end. And then we got going in transition and broke the game open. But they stayed in it in the first half and with offensive rebounding. The Butler kid had 4 offensive rebounds. But, then we started settling in and limiting them to one shot and got out running. And that was something that I felt we could exploit in this game. So overall, loved our balance. Io 17, 11 and 6 assists and had 4 guys in double and a couple guys were very, very close. So loving the balance we're playing with right now.
Now we'll go to questions from the media. Use the raise hand function to indicate you want to ask a question. Our first question will be from Shannon Ryan at the Chicago Tribune.
All right. Hi, Brad. Thanks. What does it mean just to, you guys are back in the tournament for the first time since 2013 and you were expected to win, but to start it off with a win, to be here and kind of get that monkey off the back?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think that's one of the things we've been striving for all year. This was a goal. I think it's really important that people understand. That the Kipper Nichols, Andres Feliz, they didn't get to play in this game last year, and they were a big part of it, of our rebuild. And for our guys, every kid dreams about playing in the NCAA tournament. They do that since they're 5 years old, and so when these guys stepped out here. Sure, there was a little anxiety, a little nervousness, and it's nice to get back to where I think we belong, and that's in the NCAA tournament. And we did that in a very matter-of-fact way today.
Our next question is from Scott Ritchie from the Champaign News-Gazette.
Brad, I think at the last media timeout of the first half, you guys it went on a run to end the first half, and then it didn't lose that momentum after halftime. How important was that to keep building maybe on what you had started to get going there?
Well, it's one of the things we talked about at halftime was, we ended up very well, and then we had to, keep the pedal down. And this is a team that really gets going from 3. They're an excellent 3-point shooting team. We couldn't make mistakes, and we felt like if we took the 3 away from them, we could make it very difficult. But we come out right away. We get a steal and an easy basket, and we're off and running. So it was very important those first 4 minutes.
Reminder to media to check your settings to be sure you're identified by name and affiliation so we can call on you. Next question is from Derek Piper from the Illini Inquirer.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned Winter and his importance to their offense. Seemed like you had your big show help when he got deep, and then obviously Trent on the perimeter doing a good job. How did they work in tandem to really bottle him up?
Yeah, and Trent gets a lot of the credit because he's very, very difficult to screen, but it's equally, Kofi and Georgie doing their job in terms of having very, very early presence and an effective one. And Kofi's an imposing figure when he's got his hands out and he's big, and he can deter people from turning that corner. And that's all Trent needs, just a split second to get back in front. So I thought we did a great job. They ended up taking him off the ball a lot, which I had not seen, and playing Bell primarily on the ball. So, again, it was something that we felt like we had to, cut the head of the snake off to be really good today. And Trent did that.
Our next question from Gabby Hajduk from the Daily Illini.
Hi, Brad. It seems like obviously Io and Kofi having a big game, but also the role players being able to step up again like Jake and DeMonte. How important is it to have them on both ends of the ball down the stretch?
Yeah, I think, you've got to pick your poison with us. You can't just load up on Io. You can't just load up on Kofi and say, we're going to, double team him or we're going to do this. And those guys are very, very capable scorers. And DeMonte's one of the leading 3-point shooters in America. And Jake's such an explosive offensive player in his own right. And then, you throw Adam and Trent and, all of a sudden it becomes, a pretty balanced attack, and that's what we like to see.
Our next question is from Anthony Pasquale from the Champagne Room. Sorry about that. Our next question will be from Shannon Ryan from the Chicago Tribune.
You've mentioned a couple of times the phrase matter of a fact of the way, you guys won today and the team. And I'm just wondering if you could describe, is that it seems like they've been this way, but just the mindset of the team right now and everybody kind of knowing their jobs and how important that is.
Yeah, Shannon, I think the one thing that we've talked about in the last few days is you can't get to 2 without 1 in terms of victories. And if you're not dialed in and you're not on point with your execution, with your game plan, you go home. And we've had that mindset here in the last 3 weeks to a month, and it's been good for us, and it has to continue. They only get harder from here.
Next question from Brett Beherns, WCIA.
Brad, how well do you feel like your team is equipped to play again in 48 hours here, regardless of who you play with the schedule you played this season? How much does that allow you to have success?
Yeah, I think we've definitely been tested that way. There's no doubt. I think the last 2.5, 3 weeks of the season, seemed like every other day, rapid fire games, obviously just 3 games in 3 days in the Big Ten tournament. The thing that you have to handle in those moments is the mental part of it, and you got to switch gears really quick. And we've been pretty solid with that.
Shannon Ryan, Chicago Tribune. Do you have another question?
Yeah, I do. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was muted. Yeah, I mean, you've been in a lot of NCAA tournaments. For me, this is probably the atmosphere was one of the stranger ones, just because it didn't feel like an NCAA tournament to me. I was just wondering, what you observed, or did it feel? I know you guys are happy there is a tournament, but did it feel a little odd?
Yeah, I think that you're used to running out and for the most part packed houses, and obviously that's different. I think we're grateful for the fact that there are fans here. We had a lot of them here today. But it's a little different feel. Once the ball's thrown up, the game's the game, and it is different that way. But Shannon, I'm just ecstatic that we're playing. Our players are ecstatic we're playing. There's going to be a champion. Dan Gavitt and his crew deserve this. Thing's been incredible to this point, and they deserve a tremendous amount of applause, in my opinion, for the job they've done.
Next question from Scott Ritchie, Champaign News-Gazette.
Brad, you mentioned in your opening statement just the offensive balance you had, and you had that against Ohio State last Sunday as well. Just have you seen any change where maybe just the ball is moving to everybody at this stage of the season?
Yeah, we're sharing it. I think we've gotten much better in our ball screen reads. I think we've gotten we've been dialed in terms of what the opponent is trying to do against us, what they're trying to take away. We know where those looks are, and I think guys are showing the ability to make those right plays and right reads. And when you do that and you share the ball, the game on the offensive side becomes fun. And there's a reason you can shoot, what we shoot 57, 58% today. So, it's fun to see.
Next question from Derek Piper from the Illini Inquirer.
Hey, Coach, how odd is it with the rotating venues, not knowing where you're going to play on Sunday or what time? And do you have any idea when you'll find that out? No idea when we'll find out. That doesn't matter.
We'll go play at the park, and as long as we're playing for something, and this is the NCAA tournament, we're going to show up. But doesn't matter. We knew this was coming. We've been prepared for this.
Okay. Coach, thanks for your time. We'll see you in the next round.
Thank you.